Hey, what it does? Welcome to Torens Take 3. We did it this time. We got the right number. Anyway, Torrance Take 3, and this week it's All-Star Weekend in both the NHL and the NFL, so I was like, hey, let's do some All-Stars, baby. Let's go. Let's talk about All-Star games. Everybody loves a good All-Star game. Okay, not everybody, but still. All-Star games can be so fun. I want them to be fun. I want to love them. I mean, look at this jersey. It's amazing. 2004 NHL All-Star jersey. It took me like 7 years to find. Side note. But I just want All-Star games to be fun. You know what I mean? Like, you get the best players. And they're all playing a game. It's an All-Star game. And they, don't want to risk injury and don't want to, basically it's that. They don't want to risk injury. That's all it comes down to, essentially. Anyway, I'm going to go through the All-Star games in the different leagues and say what's good, what's bad. Should they stay? Should they go? Let's go through it. Start with the NHL. I still don't know how this camera thing works. NHL All-Star game, which is actually tomorrow, Saturday, January 25th. Tonight, the 24th, is the skills competition. The NHL adopted the 3-on-3 tournament style All-Star game a couple of years ago now. And I thought it really took off. I think the 3-on-3 All-Star game was one of the most smart things the NHL's ever done. Like, you're not going to get a normal game with a hockey game. It's not going to be, because there's no hitting, there's no nothing. It's an All-Star game. They did the whole West versus East thing. They did Europe versus North America. They did, the fantasy draft thing. So I think the 3-on-3 was actually really good and really important for the NHL to really kind of warrant the All-Star game happening, because, a lot of people were just like saying, screw the All-Star game, go to the Olympics, which they still should. But, at least they're making the All-Star game viable and fun. And I think they've done that with the 3-on-3 tournament style. It's a fun game. I enjoy it. Let's go Pacific Division. But yeah, no. So I think the NHL's done well with changing one. Yeah, I think I like it. I like it. The skills competition that they do is fun. The events are always classics, like the hardest shot, fastest skater. I think they do the breakaway challenge now, or the save streak, whatever it is. Heard a new one where it's like they go 30 feet high and they have to hit different targets from up 30 feet high. Like, God, that sounds just woof. But no, it's exciting. So I love a good skills competition, and I think the NHL's got it. I think they've done everything right, and they've gotten a viable game. Flipping over to the NFL, which is on the Sunday, January 26th. It's a Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowl is something else, and it comes with the nature of the sport. The nature is built on hitting. It's built on that's football, but in an All-Star game you don't hit. There's no hitting in the All-Star game. It doesn't. It's you don't want to risk injury, specifically in football. It's a lot easier to get an injury in football. So you're not. It's a walkthrough. It's a walkthrough. The Pro Bowl is a walkthrough, and as much as I want to love it, and like I said, you're getting the best players together. Let's have some fun. The Pro Bowl just can't be that. It can't do that, and it's unfortunate, but it's the way she goes. And in the Pro Bowl, you can't, the defense is completely different. You can't blitz. There's no blitzing in it. You can't do nickel and dime packages. Basically means you can only have 4 defensive backs on at all times. 4 less. No, not less. 4. Yeah, 4 defensive backs on there. So defense is kind of stripped away. They've adjusted the timing a bit for to make it the game quicker, and there are no kickoffs. And like I said in my last video, the NFL should just get rid of kickoffs. There's no point to them anymore. And that's kind of what the Pro Bowl did, and so the defense thing is okay, and then it's kind of useless. They should adopt what the CFL does and just name the Pro Bowl players, but don't play the game. It's what they should do. It's that simple. And it just doesn't work for football. It's unfortunate, but it doesn't work as much as I'd like it to work. As for the skills competition is great. They revived it after a few years. It was in the early 2000s they kind of did it, and then they stopped doing it, and then they brought it back, and it's the best part of the weekend, I think. No, I love the All-Star game or the skills competition. That's what I'm going for. It's a fun. They do the precision passing thing. The best hands stuff. The relay thing. The dodgeball I can do without, but it's fun to see those players in those environments. Really putting their skills to the test and not just in a game. You know what I mean? So the skills competition is great. The Pro Bowl that is as a whole is just. It is what it is, and that's all it can be. That's all it can be. Yeah, Pro Bowl's a Pro Bowl. That's what it is. Flipping on over to the NBA All-Star game, they just named their starters. Their game's in early February. Yeah. The NBA All-Star game. Just picture basketball game, like an NBA basketball game with no defense. Defense does not exist in this game. It's an all offense all the time kind of game. It's fun if you like offensive basketball. I'm not a huge basketball guy, so I don't always like tune in, but it's a fun environment for them. It's a fun basketball game. They just started doing the fantasy draft thing, I think 3 years ago. I think so. I think it works perfectly for basketball. It's kind of that schoolyard, you pick your teams and then you go play a game with all the best players. So I like what they've done. It's viable. But so goes. It's an all-star game. That's what it is. Their skills competition is literally just a dunk contest now. In my NBA 06 game on the PSP, you got like the skills competition. You got the shoot and then pass and then. Do they still do the 3-point? Oh, they might do the 3-point still. 3-point's my favorite event. Do they still do it? I hope they do. But the dunk contest is pretty much what it is, and it's fun. It's not as good as it used to be. Like even like 5-6 years ago, it was still good, but now it's just kind of like, yeah, it's not great. Well, that Aaron Gordon, Zach LaVine year was that in Toronto 2016 or whatever. That was fun. That was good. But that's it. That's the last. That was a good one. So yeah, no, I like the NBA games. Viable. It works. It works. That's what it is. Yeah, it works. Flipping over to the MLB. Their Pro Bowl, not Pro Bowl. Where am I? Their All-Star game, the Midsummer Classic, as a lot of people say. The baseball one is the only one that I think can be as close to a normal game as possible. And that's because they're just playing a baseball game. They're not going to be making those diving efforts into the stands to make the catch or, running up against the wall, slamming against the wall and making the catch. It is an all-star game after all, but, you can play it pretty normally. Like the players can still lay out. That's not a thing they choose to do. It's instinctual. So, they're still going to lay out and, it's still going to be bombs and stuff like that, but it's just the best players playing a baseball game. It's like the best players showing up to like a school. You throw your sides and then you play a game. I mean, they don't do the fantasy thing, although that'd be fun. They still do the NLAL thing, but The MLB game is just it's as close to a normal game as you're gonna get, and I like it. I like watching the All-Star game. Like I said, you're just watching a baseball game. It's not different. There's no difference to an MLB All-Star game, unlike, the NHL game is literally a 3-on-3 tournament. The Pro Bowl is a soft version of football. NBA is just no defense, but this one you get your defense and your offense. You get a baseball game, and I like the All-Star game. And the Home Run Derby, which is essentially their skills competition. They don't do anything else because I don't know what else you could do. But the Home Run Derby is the best skills competition event out of these four. Hands down. The Home Run Derby is so fun. I mean, you go just back to last year. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Pete Alonso, yeah, that was the best one by far. Like, it was there when the MLB made the switch to the timed home runs and not just the 10-out rule. Like, you time it, like you just crank just bombs after bomb after bomb. I love it. And the MLB, whatever they did with the Home Run Derby, they made it better, and they've really made it fun. So the MLB one is a fun event. Like I said, it's the closest to being a normal All-Star game. So I like it, but I know a lot of people probably don't as much. Just think it's a pointless game. But I like it. I think they have a viable thing that they can use more often than not. Yeah, it's kind of the big four of the All-Star games. The NHL one, like I said, I would keep. They've done well with their decision. They've changed it to 3-on-3. I think it's a good weekend. The skills competition's fun. I think the NHL they found their thing, and it works. The Pro Bowl, I know they probably won't stop it because they probably do well enough in ratings and attendance and stuff like that makes the Pro Bowl viable. But as much as I love the skills competition, if the Pro Bowl goes and that goes, because you're not going to get everybody together just for a skills competition, small price to pay for a game. I want to love it. I want to love it, but it's just not. It's not the same. It's not. You can't do anything about it. That's it. You just can't do anything about it. The NBA All-Star game, it works. It's high-powered. It's offense. It's the fun players. You're going to get the fun games. The fun plays, big dunks. So it's a fun, just street ball game. I like it. Whatever. No defense required. Just have fun. And like I said, the MLB one, it's a viable. You're just playing a baseball game. There's no difference. That's the best thing you can do. So the MLB has done it right, but they're, like I said, they're the only sport that can really do it right. The way the sport is set up. I want to love All-Star games. I want them to be amazing. I want to watch these best players do everything, but it just doesn't happen. They're risking they don't want to risk injury, and I get that. I do. But there's a way to make them indestructible and have an All-Star game. That'd be great. But they're not going to risk injury. Totally understand. That's what's gonna happen. I get it. It's gonna happen. So it goes. That's what happens. Anyway, that's the All-Star games. If you like All-Star games, you can tweet at me at Nick Torren. Leave comments below whether you like the All-Star games, what maybe they could do differently. Just let me know. You can tweet at me. Make sure you subscribe. There's a little subscribe button that you can click for all my new videos. And then you can hit that bell to be notified when I release a new video. So be sure to do that and enjoy All-Star Weekend. I probably will enjoy it as much as I can. And yeah, anyway, we'll see you later. Have a good weekend. What it does.